Meet William Rusher, an evil right-wing bastard who has thankfully been dead since 2011. Well, gee, Ed, if he's been pushing up the daisies for 14 years, why the fuck are you mentioning him? Well, that's because William Rusher wrote this book, The Making of the New Majority Party. This book was instrumental in turning the Republican Party into what it is today. In 1975, William Rusher was the editor of the National Review, the conservative-leaning publication. So Rusher publishes this book, and he believes that he should form a new party, a conservative party in which the working class is permanently aligned with business people. He literally writes a fucking letter to William Buckley saying, hey man, we need to have a divorce with the Republican Party. Now, a certain man by the name of Ronald Reagan picked up on these little vibes. Oh, what if we start speaking in folksy, relatable quips that completely simplify the dynamics of the economy? We could win a fucking election! Reagan runs for president in 76. He doesn't drop out until the last possible fucking minute. Then he runs again in 1980, and many of Rusher's talking points are implemented into his platform. Thus begins the Republican Party's long scamming of everyday working class Joe. Reagan wins the 1980 election, becomes president, and what do the Democrats do? Well, they start to play it safe. Instead of analyzing the Republican strategy, going back to William Rush, instead of understanding how something like the silent majority can actually become a legitimate voting bloc, what do? They fucking abandon the working class voter. And they continue to do this because, hey, Bill Clinton gets elected not once but twice. Neoliberalism, baby. Fuck the working stiff. Small business owners, people who are working regular fucking 9-to-5 jobs, yeah, they increasingly lean on the Republican Party. Donald Trump comes along and takes the William Rusher idea to a new stratospheric level. Factor in Rush Limbaugh, Fox News, surrender of the fairness doctrine. You've got yourself an uneducated public willing to lap up all of this bullshit. The Rusher shit. And the Democrats don't have anything to offer this fucking bloc. And the point of me telling you all this is to point out that this has been a long development. And the Democrats, even to this very day, with the 10 Democrats censuring Al Green, they haven't learned a fucking thing. We are no longer in a political environment in which you play softball. You actually have to appeal to the very population that elects you. William Rusher knew that this was the secret ingredient to revitalize the conservative movement. But nobody mentions his name. I am, because I want you to know. And incidentally, I got all this from this amazing book by Kim Phillips Fine called Invisible Hand. Kim Phillips Fine is a first-rate historian. If you hope to understand how business people and right-wingers wanted to ensure that anything along the lines of the New Deal or the Great Society would never happen again, this is the book to read. You need to know the logistical strategy that unfolded over decades. Because the hellscape that we are now living through here in American life, it didn't just happen overnight.